here with me right now. Furthermore, let me turn this down. Right now, I'm actually just watching a little bit, a little bit of the show the other day, which was really, really good. I think I will do a edited version of the show and drop, I think, small clips first, and then I'll drop the whole long version of it as well. I quite enjoy it. I quite enjoy it. I see that you guys are active inside of the comment section. So I'm just double checking with you guys if you guys would like to do a show. And we can discuss topics raised on the previous show with Vocab Malone. Salute, shout out to my brother Vocab Malone. That was really, really epic. We had Medicine Man as well. We had, it was a star-studded, thing that was going on. So I really enjoyed it. Let's see. So, Family Tree, let me know if you're down for it. Who is it? Easy Bands. I see that you was in the comment section. Let me know if you're down to do a show. I think around 9 p.m. GMT. 9 p.m. GMT. So English British time. Do the calculation. I think it's 4 or 5 hours difference if you're in the USA. Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in this bit here. Let me know real quickly if you guys will be down for that. If not, I'm good, man. I'm literally about to get some food. I should really touch the gym, but oh no, I'll see actually. So yeah, I'm here, family. So let me know if you guys would want to do something this evening. I'm thinking roughly around 9 p.m., possibly 10 p.m. as well. We could pop off a show on topics like I think we were discussing, especially my comedics. Yeah, shouts out to Jose. I can't remember how to pronounce your name now. And then man like Asar as well. I really want to jump on this comedic wave as well because I tried my very best to provoke my comedics to actually stand up and say something and really fight a battle. But to be honest, I don't know. I don't even know if the comedics are about like that, really ready to actually take on the mantle and jump in the ring. Because we're seeing it like I'm asking very probing questions to kind of see in the mind of others what do they think about the whole comedic movement, the whole comedic I think most comedics, I think they're religiously comedic. And I've always said I'm not dealing with the religion or the spirituality of Kemet, whatever that is. I love the philosophy of Kemet because I quite, for me, the cultic side is very difficult to practice. Very, very difficult to practice because we don't have the institutions in place for it to be practiced. We don't have the land. We don't have certain things that makes it sensible to be practiced, in my humble opinion. Facts over personality says, I want you to debate, destroy Reverend Jabari. Oh my God. Yeah. So, I really want to get in conversations with my comedics because there is one thing that I'm seeing from the outsider world. If we want to engage on a intellectual realm, like as equals, you know, some of you may think you're superior, right? But let's just say on equal levels with, the Jews, the Christians, the Muslims, those of the monotheistic faith really is the ones that kind of get involved with this debates and discussions. If we really want to go there, we have to start jumping into things such as theology. What is your theology? What is your cosmology? Even though we deal with cosmogony, but what is your cosmology? What is your ontology? What is your anthropology? Like certain key things, right? We need to know, formalize, and be able to actually have discourse on it. Even the mythic element, because a lot of people are when we're dealing with religious people, they mainly deal with the mythic side. So let's discuss some of these things. Let's discuss because I don't see anybody doing it. Only monotheists are Muslims, not Christians, nor Jews. Wow, that's kind of wild to say that. And the reason why I say it's wild to say that, okay, let's leave Christianity aside, okay, for a hot minute. But why would you say not Jews? Why would you say that Jews are not monotheists? Right? Why would you say that? That's very interesting to see. From Saladin Al Ayubi. That's very, very interesting to see. It's not wild at all. They worship a man. Jews. Could you tell me what man does Jews worship? This is going to be very interesting. I've never heard that before. I've never heard that before. So that's a very interesting conversation to have. I can see the argument. I don't agree with the argument though, but I can see the argument for Christianity because there is an introduction of the Trinity, i.e., these three persons as one. So I can see how you can, there is a multiplicity. So I can see it. I don't agree with it, but I can see how one could come up to that equation, right? Okay, you're referring to Christians. All right, cool, cool, cool. So the Jews. So then, why are Jews? Because you said only monotheists are Muslims, not Christians nor Jews, because obviously the Jews don't worship, man. So I'm just wondering why are Jews not included as monotheists? And I wonder, is it? Because me, I see them all three as monotheistic, right? I think, what is the word? What is the word? There is Unitarian. That's it. It looks like Muslims are more Unitarian, whereas Christians are Trinitarian. So it's still it still falls on the monotheism, in my humble understanding. Look at it in history. They transgress against God's commands. Yeah, they can transgress, but doesn't mean that you're not a monotheist. Because I know every single God follower has transgressed somehow. Otherwise, there would be no need to be saying astaghfirullah or seeking or asking for forgiveness. Let's see. Black people's obsession with Islam and Judaism is a curious case. I think you're right. I think it depends on how we're defining black people, right? So if we're talking about black people as those who were taken into slavery, specifically, so we're talking about those who are in the West Indies and those who are in the Americas. And those are the ones that I would really classify as black people. Okay, and we can discuss that another time. But those individuals, they are heavily, how can I put it? Christianity was the religion that was pushed, shoved, inculcated into them. And then, of course, when you're having a identity crisis, there is something called there's an identity crisis. You're going to try to find your identity because you've realized that, oh my God, this culture is not mine, this religion is not mine, whatever this case is, it came in via slavery. So you have now what we call the black identity movements that take place. So you've got the Hebrew Israelites, the black Muslims or Nation of Islam, and so forth, so forth. So all of those things are close to Christianity. They are close yet distinct. So they're easy to get into. Close yet distinct. Yeah, close yet distinct. That's what I would say. That's why black people, I would assume, are so interested into like Judaism or Hebrew Israelitism and Islam. But you would never find these individuals going back to, no, we do, but on a whole, we don't find us going back to voodoo or voodoo or hoodoo or obia or what's Yoruba? All of these different, like proper like Ghanaian, indigenous or Nigerian or Cameroonian or whatever the place you originally are from. You don't go back into the traditional religions. And the reason why you don't is because they've been demonized, unfortunately, due to the Christianity. So it's like, it's a shame though. It's a shame. It's a mad shame. Anyways, let me quickly read through your comments. They worshipped a heifer, bro. Yeah, but like that's a point in history. Like, are Jews still worshiping heifers today? And the answer would be no. Okay, sacrifice a heifer. Okay, cool. Muslims have ancestor worship and deny it. Of course they do. Of course. Well, ancestral veneration. I think every group of people, human groups of people, have some form of ancestral veneration. But for some strange reason, when Africans perform or identify with ancestral veneration, it now becomes a problem. But for example, you have Muslims that have the what's it called, the Salaf, which basically means ancestors. This the what's the word when you say the righteous ancestors? This I can't remember the word now. Sahih, not the Sahih. What is it? The Salaf Salad. I don't even know. Anyways, you have them doing that. You have the Christians that have obviously the saints and so forth. So it's like everybody practices ancestral veneration, in my humble opinion. Da, da, da. We should focus on your enslaved ancestors' history and religious practices. We should focus on your enslaved ancestors' history and religious practices. Mine or ours? We'll go into that in a little while. Mikhail says monotheism is mid 17th century term coined by British Christian. Yeah. So we do not prove the ancestral worship, which is common in the Christian. It wasn't pushed on Axum, East Africa. No, nope, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Why we never talk about our enslaved Niger, Congo, Bantu ethnicity, history, and religions? I think we do. I think we do. But if you're talking about it globally as a whole, I don't think we do in that respect. In terms of when I was doing Talk with the Titans, i.e., the flagship show on here, where I'm interviewing certain individuals and getting certain people on, we've definitely had a Yoruba priest and priestesses that came on to discuss that stuff. We had somebody come on to discuss Bakongo, which is again it's the Congo cosmology as well. So we've had different people come on to discuss traditional African philosophies and religions on this platform. But again, I'm not doing Talk with the Titans like that anymore, as you lot should be able to see. I don't do that. I basically, me myself, I just basically do these, random shows like this, and anything that I'm actually researching, that is what I kind of put up. But now I don't really know. I don't know, man. I think I'm being selfful. I keep saying I'm selfful, man. I don't have time to do these shows, like put in so much effort, because people don't understand there's so much effort that goes into producing Talk with the Titans and these type of shows. And unfortunately, the community don't actually support properly. I saw somebody posted up, and I commented on this. Somebody posted up to me, Raf posted up. He posted a video of Africa Stream. I think it's called Africa Stream. How they're closing down. It was a 20-man team. They were doing great stuff, but the American government said something and they kind of got demonetized on certain platforms. And I'm like, look at that. Okay, you have 2 million followers on your platform. You're pushing, Pan-Africanism and black movement and looking at the politics in Africa and so forth. But the community that you're serving, 2 million people, can't support you for you to be independent. That's mad. You've got 2 million followers. If each person just gave £1, $1, that's 2 million already. If each one of them were contributing £10 or $10, right, that's 20 million. And with that, you could do amazing things. But unfortunately, us, and I'm assuming and I'm saying us as a community and us as black folks, like we ain't shit. Or Africans, we ain't shit. Because how are we allowing a big media channel, yeah, a big media channel such as Africa Stream, yeah, like go down the drain, yeah, quit. Because what? For what reason? It's mad. It's mad. And this is why I don't really care about doing things like Talk with the Titans and doing shows like, oh, Callum, why don't you do shows in your studio? Do you think I got time for people who don't support, people who don't even hit like a super chat or or hit the like button. You think I got time to be doing things for free for people? You're you're smoking crack cocaine. I'd rather just when I have free time and when I've got my own time to do something, I'll do a little quick show or something like that. But to dedicate time to do things for people who don't actually support, hell no. Hell no. Anyways, okay, when the prophets washed his hands and limbs, what did the Muslims do? Hey, hey, if Allah is going to answer, just ask Allah. Hey, they collected the waters in the rug. Okay, let me quickly see righteous predecessors. Yeah, but how do you say it again? The Salih Salaf. No, what's it called, man? All my Salafi brothers say it so much, but I haven't been at Speaker's Corner, so I forget how to even say it. If we decide to talk about Islam, why not focus on the Fulani Caliphate, Kalam? Me personally, I'm not interested in Islam in terms of the religion. I'm not interested in Islam in terms of the certain caliphates. I'm not interested in that. I'm only interested in the origins of Islam from a African or Afrocentric viewpoint. That's me personally. Otherwise, I really don't care what happened in the 9th century or the 11th century or the 15th century. I don't really care. Personally, I'm just telling you how it is. Not to be offensive to anybody. I just don't care. The only thing that I'm interested in is the origin of something and the origin of Islam. That's about it. From an Afrocentric viewpoint. For example, what I mean by that, there is the origins of Islam from its formalized the how can I put it, the formal religion of Islam, i.e., traditional Sunni Islam, which is technically from like the 8th century, 9th century onwards, when you're now getting into Abdul Malik, or really into it's a bit further than that. You're really talking about the Abbasid period, with your Bukharis and your Muslim and all these things where you actually have the Hadith books, the compilation of everything. I don't care about Islam from that point of view. Personally, I don't care. Because that is an Islam. That is like when Islam really formed, because there wasn't any Islam. There was no word called Islam in terms of a religion until Abdul Malik in 691. That's when he introduced it. But prior to that, it was something else, and they called it something else. So what was it? And that's more where my interest lies. And it's not even in that period. It's even the period even before that. So that's why I won't even go into anything else, because it's not of my interest. Why did they rush to get the water? Okay, did it. Okay, cool. Let's see. You're not going in with each other. One of these days, I'm going to come on your show and give a different perspective. Bro, I can't wait, because facts, yeah, you've been there. Like, I'm going to have to salute you. Like, you've been there supporting from the get-go. Like, you're number one, like, up there. So, salute to you. I saw M. Carr. That's my brother. Man comes on. Yeah, you will jump between one show to another show to be like, nope, collab show is on. Let me jump on and show my support. So, like, these people, I've got time of day for. Saladin Al Ayubi, I believe this is my old school brother from Morocco, Tunisia. I can't remember, old school. I think that's you. You went by another name back then. I think it was Ayub back then. Anyways, one of these days I'm going. Okay, for that, if I think the water on your okay, let's see. Man said to British DJ academics, hey, listen, who said that to me once? I think my sister. I was like, you lot are mocking it. This is how I know I put on so much weight. That's that happy weight. Man, like Solomon TV. Okay, good. All right, cool. So now I got my comedics on, right? I'm wondering, are you guys interested in doing a show like in the next hour or so? And that would be on comedic theology. So, like, let's discuss it. Let's discuss comedic theology. I brought up a post earlier on. Was Kemetic polytheist, monotheistic, henotheistic, pantheistic, panentheistic? Is there any theism? Monolatry, maybe? There's so many, like, difference, right? But, like, what was it, in your opinion? And I just don't want opinions. I actually want I want sources as well. Sources will be really good. Let me know what was Kemet to you. And I think for me, the strongest contenders would be, I say panentheism, but I think monotheism is also a strong contender. Very strong contender in the mix. Let me know in terms of theology, what do you think Kemet was? That would be really good to have that conversation. Du-du-du-dum. Ankh-Menu, Sabenu. Okay. Why is the most of your content ethno-based? Ethno-based. Okay. Why is it ethno-based? I think the content on my channel was directly focused. The main focus, my target market, my target audience was the Afrocentric conscious community, specifically in America. That's who I was targeting in my early days of doing things. I wasn't focused on anybody here in the UK. To be honest with you, I didn't care. I didn't care about my UK people. That sounds bad, you know. And the reason why I didn't care about my UK people, I think it was a bit of anonymity. Anonymity. I think whatever the word is. I liked to remain anonymous in that respect. I don't like being in the forefront. In, you know, I don't like that. And obviously, when you're dealing with Americans, like you could just be in the background. You kind of blend in, like nobody don't know you, type of thing. Because over here in the UK, I am very much so well known in it. So me doing stuff to do with the Afro conscious community, the man then will be looking at me like, hey yo, Cal, what's this talks, fam? What you talking, fam? What you talking? You get me? I see my brother Akad. I'm like, brother Akad, you don't even know, fam. I was the biggest roadman back in the day. You don't even know. But yeah, I'm conscious at the same time. So yeah, technically speaking, the that was it. That's why it's ethno based in a sense because it was directly centered to the Afrocentric community. And then afterwards, we had my good brother Stephen Graham and brother Issa as well. Kind of showed me that raw, like you do realize people over here in the UK do look at your work, right? And I'm like, raw, I didn't even know, you know. So cool. It's like, yeah, so why don't you do some stuff that's over here related? It's like, cool. Speaker's Corner. Me and Stephen Graham went to Speaker's Corner. We bucked up with man like Issa. And then it's like, cool. And it's like, okay, cool. And then we kind of went more into religion because Speaker's Corner, although there is some politics, it was a lot of religion, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, atheism. So we're just showcasing all of that stuff. Then it was the fact that since we're showcasing everybody, it was no longer centered on Afrocentric thought. It was universal. So, like, my British people, we're multi-ethnic. So it's like I don't really care about just simply serving the black community. It's like, it's like everybody like jump in it. Like we have people like Tommy Robinson and all these things here showcasing that side of things, kind of seeing like what is the British people, like what's going on, like what are their concerns, what's affecting them in their conscious, because to me, they're part of my conscious community as well. Because anybody that's talking sense and are thinking outside of the box and realizing that there's problems and issues in the world and looking for solutions, those are my people in it. So it kind of went out more than just simply, the Afrocentric community. So it's to be honest with you, the channel is universal. So it's not just specifically towards a certain ethnic group. Hopefully that answers the question. Hopefully. Let me quickly go back. Read. Do ikra bismi rabbika. Let me grab. Okay, cool. I've read this. Why is most of it? Okay, I've read that. Yeah, it's just inbox me. Let me know when you're ready. Okay, cool. Football. Football. Dits. Okay, cool. I just released an atomic bomb. Okay, cool. Right, did this thing finish already? I'm watching. Hold on. I'm watching this. All right, so I'm really about to close down. Okay. Hey, can you imagine? All right. So yeah, we'll do something a little bit later on. I've got my comedic. Hopefully, Asar, is that you coming on as well, right? Saw, are you jumping on? Let me know, Saw, if you're jumping on as well. Arsenal, baby. Arsenal. That's my soccer team. Did you see Iran bombed Qatar, Iraq, Kuwait? Oh, I didn't. But this whole third world war that's about to take place is kind of crazy still. Yeah. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. That's awesome. Hopefully the next hour, like I'm thinking 9 p.m. GMT, so that's like the next hour, or it could possibly be about 10 p.m. We'll jump on and have a conversation. I'm gonna do it on StreamYard, uh, because I don't have all my equipment at hand. Yeah, I don't have all my equipment at hand, so I might just do a quick StreamYard link, and then everybody jump on and we can have a good conversation. Because I think it's necessary. I think it's necessary because yeah, I would really like to actually get involved with these conversations on like a very elevated level. Speaking with vocab Malone, it's like yeah, let's actually bring it up to a much more elevated level, and we can discuss a bit more Kemetic information. But I think that we need to discuss Kemetic information amongst Kemetics, to be honest with you, because we all need to be, kind of on the same level. Um, yeah. And yeah, Jesus is number one, I'll tell you from now, Jesus is my master teacher. I grew up on Jesus. Hey, I love that. Hate all religions, only problem. I don't know. I don't know if you could hate all religions. I don't think us as human beings can go through every single religion to understand do we hate it or not. I think we only know the most predominant religions. Okay. Yeah, I'll inbox you. I'll inbox you. You know what we need to do? I need to get you onto my WhatsApp so that way we can actually have direct direct contact. Let's see. Atheism is a religion. The people that think everything came from nothing. Jeez. Okay, cool. Yeah, I have family tree. I'm gonna shut down now. So yeah, later on we can do a show. I will let you know. I will put something up. I think it definitely would be to do with Kemetic theology, and it's all part of Kemetic philosophy. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Because I loved when vocab was bringing up certain things, right? I was like, yep, 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 and I can see how outsiders see these things, especially when I read like my Kemetic scholars, and I'm like, yeah, cool. Like they highlight these things, like certain what would be considered to be logical contradictions. It's not from a Kemetic standpoint, but from a Western standpoint, it definitely is. It's like I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that because it stimulates your brain to think a bit more because you're dealing with another culture that's not the same as your own, and their form of logic or their way of thinking, their thoughts, their discourses are completely different. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing anyway. Okay. Anyway, glad you love Jesus, brother. Of course, this is what most people don't even know. Like you see my children, for they all went to Catholic school. Yeah, Catholic school, Catholic primary schools. Like, there's no way. Like, my children have to grow up on Jesus. I know it sounds mad, yeah, to some people who don't know, but Jesus needs to be everybody's foundation, in my humble opinion. Humbly speaking, yeah, it needs to be your foundation. Otherwise, you can go off the rocker a little bit. All right, family, peace and love. I'll catch you guys on, hopefully, inshallah, tonight's show. All right, peace and love, and I'll catch you guys a bit later on.